Today we're checking out the newest and top-of-the-line iPad. This is the iPad 4, now with the M2 chip, which is the same chip as from the current MacBook Pro and MacBook Air. And this brings incredible power to the iPad. The new iPad Pro also adds a new hover feature for the Apple Pencil, which I can't wait to test. I'll be switching from my current iPad Air 5 to the new iPad Pro 4 to see if it's worth the upgrade. As always, I will leave all the purchase links down in the description. But before we unbox, I am doing a giveaway on this brand new iPhone 14 in this beautiful blue color. If you guys want a chance to win, be sure to subscribe to my channel, like this video, and comment your favorite feature of the new iPad Pro 4, along with your Instagram username, and then follow me on Instagram, where I will announce the winner on November the 27th. Alright guys, here we go. This is the brand new iPad Pro 10. In this case, I have the 11-inch version in space gray and 128 gigabytes, which comes in at $799 or 899 pounds. Now, it also comes in at a 12.9-inch size, which is too big for me and can go up to 2 terabytes of storage, but that is too expensive for me. So anyway guys, we do also have a cellular model available if you would be interested in that. But let's take a look and see what is inside the box here. So I am really excited to get to use what is my first iPad Pro, as I'll actually be switching to this from my iPad Air 5. And here we go. Space gray color, already looking super good. Somehow I think on iPads this looks even better than on Macs. I really like this dark look here, and you can see we have that larger camera module, not compared to the previous model. In fact, compared to the previous model iPad Air, the design is identical, but more compared to the iPad Air and well, new iPad 10 as well. Before we take a closer look at the iPad Pro 4, let's see what else we get inside the box here. So here we have designed by Apple in California. I wonder how many times I have said that this year. And let's slide out the manuals here. So we have the very quick, simple 2-page instruction guide. We have your warranty information. And most importantly, thank God, for a second I was thinking they didn't have the Apple stickers. I would have returned this product right away, but thankfully we still have 2 Apple stickers included. Though I do wish these were space gray, like the iPad itself. That would have been nice. So underneath that we have the power brick, which is the 20-watt power brick, which I think is a pretty good size to have. It still charges reasonably fast, but it's still small enough, especially this nice UK one that does fold to be easy to take with you on the go. Of course, we have USB-C on one end, and then we have the USB-C cable, which is now braided, which is great to see, as this cable should also last longer, which is better for the environment as well as your wallet, as you're gonna have to spend less money replacing these, as the non-braided versions of these cables, well, let's just say they don't last that long. So good to see them braided here. Also looks a lot better, I think. So glad to see that included with both new models of the iPad this year. But anyway, let's go ahead and take a closer look at the brand new iPad Pro 4. Now, right off the bat, let's go ahead and boot it up here. Starting off with the top button here on the top. So interestingly, I immediately noticed that the sleep wake button is a lot smaller compared to my iPad Air, as of course this one does not have Touch ID, as it has Face ID in the top. You can see if I angle it into the light there, you'll see all the sensors in the top middle of the display. So what is new with the new iPad Pro? Well, first we get the new M2 chip, which, as I said earlier, is the same as from the current MacBook Pro and MacBook Air. And this really brings desktop power to the iPad, and I do think for some this can genuinely be a computer replacement. But like for me, and I think for most, it more serves as a secondary computer, a device I use alongside my Mac, or to take with me when I travel. I find this to be a really great travel computer. Now, the new iPad Pro also adds a new hover feature for the Apple Pencil, which will allow you to hover the pencil up to 12 millimeters above the display. And this is great for drawing apps, as it allows you to, for example, preview your brush size or color before actually drawing and making contact with the display. And that's basically it. If you're comparing it to the iPad Pro 3, you can see the list of upgrades is relatively short. But at the same time though, I would have loved to see if Apple added a little bit more to this iPad, especially placing the now Face ID and camera system in the horizontal position, as we saw with the new iPad 10. As 90% of the time, or maybe even 95% of the time, I use my iPad in landscape mode in the Smart Folio, and having the camera in the top middle in this position will look a lot better on video calls, especially, as it won't look like, you know, you're kind of looking off to the side with the camera on the left or right. Instead, it will appear more natural. But perhaps we'll get this for the next generation, or maybe Apple is just, testing the new camera position on the iPad 10 to see if people like it, and then we'll bring it on to the rest of the lineup. Speaking of the iPad 10, I have also just unboxed that iPad, so if you are interested in seeing that too, I'll be sure to leave that unboxing linked at the end of this video. Another feature I would have loved Apple to bring to the new iPad Pro is MagSafe charging. I think there's definitely enough space to work with here on the back to put the MagSafe puck. I think that would be great, as I really enjoy using it on my iPhone, just easier than to kind of fiddle with the connector. But still, I can't complain too much, as of course we do have USB-C, which is great, as this is an incredibly versatile port, making it super easy to connect things like external hard drives as well as displays. Now, although the number of changes in terms of design coming to the new iPad Pro is relatively slim, I do still think that this is a really nice design. In the hand, it is super comfortable to hold, really lightweight as well. Of course, we have high quality build materials with the aluminum body, and then of course the glass on the front, which is laminated here, just like it is on the iPad Air, which means there is no gap or visible gap between the glass panel and the display that sits underneath, and just creates a really sort of seamless, more immersive experience. So it's really a shame actually to not see that laminated display on the iPad 10. And then of course we also retain that great all-day battery life, and of course exclusively to the iPad Pro is that 120 Hz refresh rate on the display. Now, if you've used the new M1 Pro MacBook Pros, or the new iPhone 14 Pros, or 13 Pros for that matter, 12s, you will have this 120 Hz refresh rate too. Now, if you haven't had this before, I wouldn't consider this on its own to be a must-have feature, but if you are used to it, it is hard to go back to 60 Hz, as it will naturally not look as smooth as the 120 Hz refresh rate does. So in that sense, this is a big upgrade, and I'm really glad to now have this on my iPad 2, as I'm definitely used to it on my M1 Pro MacBook Pro and my iPhone 14 Pro Max. Now, let's briefly touch on whether it is worth upgrading. Now, if you're coming from the previous iPad Pro, say the iPad Pro 3, the answer is an easy no. But I would say 95% of people don't upgrade their phones every year, and I would say around 99% of people don't upgrade their tablets every year, and you really shouldn't. Most upgrade every 3, 4, maybe even 5 years, in which case the iPad Pro 4 with the M2 chip will offer a substantial upgrade. Of course, we get that same great modern design, and we have that incredible display on the front with that 120 Hz refresh rate, but then most importantly is that M2 chip inside, which is going to last for years and years to come. If you want to use an iPad as a secondary computer or even as a primary computer, the iPad Pro really is the one to get. I can't wait to start using and testing the iPad Pro 4 for my full review. Be sure to let me know, by the way, if you guys have any questions about the iPad Pro or have any specific comparisons that you'd like me to do. Be sure to leave them down in the description, and I'd love to hear your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Be sure to stay tuned for my full review on the iPad Pro 4 coming very soon. Thanks for watching, and take care.